If anybody's new here, be sure you subscribe and turn on your notifications. Good morning, everyone. This is Big D. And how do you like my new pajamas? That's good. Now, in those days, back in the 1912, did you know that the Titanic was the coolest ship you ever seen?
What's a Titanic?
Well, Chopper, the Titanic is a type of ship that was made back in the 1912. Here, I'll show you. See, Chopper, this is a Titanic when everybody got on board, and this when it first started sailing. The Titanic was first started out on April 4th in 1912 when everybody climbed on board the British passenger liner, and so the Titanic started sailing. But then something happened, and that morning of April 5th, 1912, there was an iceberg ahead. Yep, Chopper, there was an iceberg ahead. The driver tried to steer the ship. He turned the wheel as hard as he could, but he done steered it too late. The Titanic was already almost to the iceberg, but when it done turned too late, it already hit the bottom of the iceberg, and so after that, it started to sink. Everybody wants to leave. Everybody leaves the Titanic except for the captain. He refused to leave his ship. It was his. You know how some people say, I was born in this ship and I'm dying in this ship. And many years ago, when the Titanic front part started to sink, and then suddenly, when electricity went out, it broke in half. And now, 1,503 passengers died, but 708 people has survived. Many people got on a lifeboat, but many people jump off. So about many years ago, the Titanic was gone. But the Titanic's above. But don't worry. Once the scientists find the Titanic, its history will still live on. This is the Titanic after it done hit an iceberg, Chopper. It started sinking. And this is when the electricity blown out and the Titanic done broke in half and sank. Yep. The Titanic was the British passenger liner until it got hit by iceberg. You know how I say, it was fun while it lasted. But don't worry. The Titanic, its history will still live on. They already made a book about the Titanic. At your, they already made a book about the Titanic, so that way you can learn from it. Right, Chopper? You can you can learn more about the Titanic at your local library. The Titanic was sailing at the North Atlantic Ocean when the iceberg was up ahead. And son, when they tried to steer the iceberg up ahead, Chopper, they tried, but the Titanic was so large, it it turned left, but it was too late. It already done crushed into the iceberg. But they did build it at the Branson, Missouri, and this time it's a museum. It's so that way the people can learn about the Titanic in its history. Yep, the Titanic's, remember, the Titanic's history will still live on. You can learn it over there at the Titanic Museum or at your local library. Well, that's all the time I have for this morning, people. This is Big D saying, see you next time. Oh, and have a happy holidays.